Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews. Have you ever wondered what games you should sell or you should use? Find out here at Purge Reviews. Find out on our top 10 list what games you cannot miss. Don't forget to subscribe to Purge Reviews.
Pirate Den is a game from Crash Games. I will give a shout out to Crash Games. They gave Undead Viking a bunch of games, including this one, to give out at Con of the North, and I won this game in a raffle, or with the tickets, and you win. It was given to me for free, perhaps but not through Crash Games. And I always like to point out, and I get a game for free, which I don't really get games for free. I buy these myself. But this one I happened to win in a contest. And this game ended up being a really fun little bluffing game. It plays very quickly. The box says 30 minutes, but no, like 10, 12, 15 max. And I played it with a couple guys at the con who really used some strategy in it. Because I look at a game like this, I'm like, doesn't have a lot of strategy. But they did a really good job knowing when to take the cubes and when to bury them, and all that kind of plays into it. So, little more than I thought it would be. They list this as a family bluffing game, and it is. It's very simple to play, but with some strategic gamers, you can really get a little bit in this box. The biggest complaint is probably the quality of the cards. They're okay. 5 or 6, not wonderful. I do like the gloss on them, but just a little thin. But they're fine. Don't. But the rest of the components are overproduced, which is great. The box is probably bigger than it needs to be, which bothers some people. I get it because you only have so much space in a home, but it's not really a deal breaker for me. And you could put this in a smaller box if you wanted to, or a bag or something, and be just fine. I like the artwork a lot. It's fun. And the bidding of it, where you're playing, you have so many cards to play, and you're going to steal certain colors, and what are they going to pick? What am I going to pick? And if I pick this, they'll pick that, but the whole Princess Bride thing, but if they do that, I'm going to do this, but they know I'm going to do this, so I'm going to do that. It's just fun. And it's such a light, funny, pirate stealing, burying game, and it works with the amount of time. It plays 3 to 5 players. The box says 14 plus, but that's probably not because of the complexity of the game at all. Pirate Den at the right price, and I wonder if they would have shrunk this box down a little bit. They could have priced it different. I have no idea how much it costs. Like I said, I won in a contest, but for the right price, this is a fun little game. And Crash Games is a company. I think I did Dead Zone review of one of their games before, which I liked, and so they're a company I'm starting to look out for now. This is not going to take the world by storm. It's not going to win any awards, but it's a fun bluffing game that plays very quickly, so it has a place in my collection. This is going to be a keeper. Pirate Den, I'm very happy to share with you guys today. It's a fun little pirate game, and it has some really neat artwork on the box. The box is perhaps a little bigger than it needs to be. A lot of dead air in here. Could have probably been half the size, except for this giant book, which is fairly good for the components and lots of pictures, but the game is really simple. I'm not sure you needed all of this, but they might be going for a general crowd here of non-gamers, and they may need that. So you're going to have a number of cards, and they're a little thin but good, and everybody's going to get a set in their color. And the cards will all be the same, and they have really good artwork on them. And this is what you need up there, so that's all that really matters. This stuff. So, but the artwork is very nice. But they're thin. Don't get me wrong. Really nice felt bag. I would have rather gone without the felt bag and maybe had better quality cards, if the cards are the gameplay. But in this bag, you will have a number of jewels that you guys will be fighting over, and they're really nice. And then this is how you will score victory points. Through these awesome overproduced gold. And this is great. And you need 5 of those to win the game. And then you'll have these player mats. These are really nice quality. And they just kind of sit there. So even this I wish maybe was not as nice and the cards were a tad nicer. But it is what it is. And this will just put the victory points. But these are really nice. And really, you don't need the rule book. This tells you everything you need to know. And this is enough here for 5 players. And that's Pirate's Den. One of the things that Crash Games does, at least on this box in the front, it tells you that the rulebook takes about 5 minutes to read. I think that's pushing it. I think it's more of a 2 to 4 minute, but I'm not going to quibble over a minute or two. I did like that. I think more boxes should do that. You know, what's the complexity of me reading these rules? That would even help out if I was going to go to a game night and trying to grab a game that I don't know the rules to, which I do sometimes. So that was very helpful. The rules are very clear and very simple. I had no problems. I read them in a couple minutes. We actually opened the box up at Con of the North and played it right there with no problems. There's only a couple pages. Not even that. I mean, it's small. So, very easy. And the icons that are used, which are just a few, are very easy. Open it up to that player aid in the book, and you're off to the races. So, very easy. Play Pirate's Den is fairly simple. You're trying to get 5 gold pieces in order to win the game. What's going to happen at the start of the round? You will put out a number of gem tokens, 3 times the number of players. So randomly from the bag. So you sort them by color here. So oh, look at that. I got enough for 3 players there. And then each person will go through their deck of cards and they will play them. So bury means once you get 5 of a color and you have these, you can bury them and you get one of these. 5 of these you win. So nobody will probably play that in the first round. This means you attack twice. You collect up to 2 colors of loot from the center. Red and yellow. This is steal. Take all the loot tokens of your card's loot color, so red, from the player who has the most. Then this would be yellow and this would be blue. This would take 3 colors of loot. 2 colors of loot, blue and yellow. This is 2 colors, blue and red. 1 color just blue, 1 color yellow, 1 color red, and we're back to bury. So you will play these on your turns. If multiple people play the same color, then you split it evenly. So if 2 people played the blue, each of you would get 1. And then if the 3rd person played the yellow, he would get all of the yellow. So there's some kind of bluffing going on, table talk. Very light game. You're trying to get 5 of the same color, and then you bury. And that's kind of how the game goes. And the game just kind of continues like that until, well, I should say this, if the loot isn't taken, it stays in the middle, and you still are adding more and more and more. So the loot can get quite big in the middle. So the loot might be huge, and you really need to bury, but be careful having too much, because somebody will just steal it from you. Decisions. So Pirate's Den, a little light filler about stealing, grabbing loot, and then burying the loot. Very easy to play, very easy to learn. Pirate Den. Who should buy this game? Families that don't mind being aggressive. You will be stealing loot, and you'll be taking somebody's loot that they want, a lot of that. So you have to be okay with the complete player interaction. Gamers looking for a filler or a starter game or something that doesn't take up a lot of time, but still gives you a little bit of that push and pull. If you want to play a solitaire game, even something like Agricola or Caverna, this isn't that type of game. This is much lighter than that. And this game is pretty much all interaction. Otherwise, people looking for a good bluffing game, I like this one because it wasn't just about what cards you drew. You strategically could use your cards when it was more beneficial to you, but it's also beneficial to other people, which was some interest to me. And being able to read other people was really fun. But it's just a light bluffing game. And I would recommend it to most gamers. Even if you just want to give this one a try before you buy it. But I think if you watch the flow of the game, you're pretty much going to know what you're going to get and whether you'd be interested in that or not. When I first saw it, I was kind of like, but it actually paid off to me. So it's going to be a keeper for me, and I'll keep this one for quite a while.